Hello Aquarius, so I'm doing your weekly tarot for May the 2nd to the 9th, I think. Let me think about this. Yeah, the 2nd to the 9th, definitely. Right, so we're going to take a look at what is going on in your situation. We'll find out why it's happening. We're looking at anything going on in your blind spot, figuring out what it is that's working for you at this time. And of course, we're seeing how it is likely going to play out. Nice. You have got the Guardians of the Land and Protection. Now, this one, yes, it absolutely can indicate that you are being protected at this time. I feel here that it wouldn't hurt you any for you to increase your own levels of protection, okay? Consciously choose who it is that you're surrounding yourself with, being mindful of what it is that you're consuming, like eating and watching, anything that you're absorbing, consuming, taking in, okay? Make sure that all of these things are obviously not going to be harmful. Usually when this card comes out, it indicates that there is something a bit dodgy that's going on in that person's energy. So we do need to take a deeper look into that, because this card doesn't typically come out without a reason for it to come out, okay? Normally there's something highly sus that's going on, and you're needing additional support and protection at this time. And definitely, yes, you can help yourself out along the way with that, okay? Right, I'll just move these decks over. Right, you've got the Secret Spring and Success, okay? So you are being reassured that you will be successful in your endeavors. I do apologize, Aquarius. Again, I'm struggling to speak today. It happens. So protection and success. So yeah, you are being reassured that your endeavors are going to be very, very successful. And it's the kind of success that lasts, okay? So obviously we're all far too accustomed these days, especially if you're at my grand old age of I'm not telling you. Success, sometimes it can be easy come, easy go, yeah? Typically won't hang around for very long, okay? This type of success is different though, because it is rooted in stability. It's rooted in reality. It is going to stay. It's the type of success that you can hold on to, okay? So again, we do need to take a deeper dive into that, because there is something a little bit sus going on with that Guardians of the Land message. Let's take a look. What's this message about protection for Aquarius, please? Some of you guys are dealing with a Gemini. I don't know why that's coming through. You've got strong Gemini energy around you. Now, if that's not about a person, that's going to be about the energy of Gemini. Self-starting energy, as well as being able to see both sides of the coin, okay, at the same time. Yeah, what's this message about protection for Aquarius, please? Message of protection for Aquarius. Interesting. The Four of Wands with the Tower. Here's the thing, you probably weren't planning on moving home or relocating. You probably weren't planning on it. Looks like that is likely going to happen. Now, not necessarily this week, okay? There's evidence of a house move being very likely. So the first that you're going to be hearing about it might well be this week. And then the actual move itself might well take place within the next 4 to 9 months. Okay? Again, not going to be for everybody. So if you know that that's not your message, then obviously don't freak out. Okay, it's general reading. Yeah, it's disappointing. It is disappointing. But here's the thing, it's that sort of disappointment that is very fleeting, okay? So literally, once you get over the initial shock, and once you have seen what is going to take its place, you'll be like that, you know what, I'm actually really glad that that happened. Because there's a trade-off that's going on, like 100%. There is a trade-off going on with this energy, okay, Aquarius? So when that disappointing news reaches you, please do not freak out and panic. You're going to be absolutely fine. You're going to be absolutely fine. You're going to be solid. And the thing is, when we mentioned about this success that is long lasting, the type of success that you're going to be able to hold on to for a very long time, that was taking the place of another situation here that is currently unstable. So that could be a relationship, it could be a business, it could be a current job, right? The place where you currently live at the moment. Take it as it resonates, okay? Ultimately, you're looking at temporary disruption for long-term safety, success, comfort, protection, and support, which is quite a fucking lot. It's quite a lot. Personally, I would say that that trade-off is worth it. Okay. So again, because you are a bit of a worrier, nine times out of 10, Aquarius, you do typically tend to worry to the point of making yourself feeling physically sick. Don't do that this time. Okay? Don't do that this time. This is an exchange. Again, could be house exchange, career exchange, you name it, right? Ultimately very, very good. Although the way that it comes through initially is going to be a little bit dodgy. All right. So I do feel that there is someone else that's at the back of all of this. Okay. That has instigated this. I definitely do, because again, I can't pull myself away from that feeling of someone is being really, really dodgy around Aquarius, and it's you, Aquarius, that's gonna feel the effects of that person being dodgy, insincere, sneaky, okay, dishonorable, like whatever label you want to put on them. Listen, if the cap fits, they can fucking wear it, okay? I don't like that energy that's coming off of that person towards you, but I do love the fact that the effect that it has, it's an instant backfire. Do you know what I mean? So say, for example, if someone's got beef with you and they find out where it is that you work, and then they phone up your boss or your manager, whatever, the business owner, and they start slagging you off to your boss. Oh, Aquarius, this, that, and the next. They're giving your company a bad name. Like, you know how it goes. And then you walk into work that day completely unsuspecting, and your boss is like, Aquarius, you're fired. And you're like, what? What's that all about? Oh, well, you know, we've had a phone call. You this, that, and the next. So fine, okay then. Walk out, and then almost instantly you find something far superior that takes its place with an individual who is not going to believe complete and utter strangers over you, right? So that's I'm not saying that example is exactly what's going on here. I'm saying just use that as an example so that we can put some sort of human experience behind this energy so that it's easier to make sense of. Okay, so it's something along those lines here that's going on, right? ultimately, in the long run, it works out for you. So the joke is on them. The joke is definitely on them. The King of Cups, the bottom of that deck, yeah. Again, total energy exchange. So these cards were hiding underneath that deck the whole time. Right, but that's the energy that I was picking up on, crystal clear. How it all works out really well for you in the end. And you've got absolutely nothing to worry about here, okay? This is just a minor, temporary, unfortunate disruption that quickly passes again. All right? And you know what? For that kind of energy exchange, fucking worth it every day of the week, okay? Right, why is this happening? The Bear, Spirit and Healing. So this is happening because apparently it's part of your own healing journey. So you might have heard me mention multiple times before, you cannot heal in the environment that originally poisoned you, right? I mean, I guess you can, but only up to a certain extent, right? There's always going to be that risk of those traumas being reopened again. So this is to do with your healing journey. It's to do with getting you out of and away from an unhealthy environment, okay? Again, that could be a company that you work for or a home that you're living in, anything like that, okay? Relationships as well, other people. Right, can you tell us more about Aquarius's healing? Oosh, the sun. But look how it's come out. It's off balance, okay? So that is kind of, again, just to put another metaphor to this, living in the shade, right? Yes, you can grow when you're trying to grow in the shade. Of course you can. But for this particular metaphor, you're not a shade-loving plant. You are a full sun-loving plant. And up until this moment, you have been growing in the shade, right? Whatever was cast in that dark shade over you is now being removed so that sunlight can come through, okay? Again, I do apologize for all of these metaphors. I cannot find another way to describe this energy in a way that's going to be easily understood, okay? You've not quite been able to live up to your fullest potential, and that's not your fault. That is not your fault at all, okay? Like, I can see here how much you have been trying, how much you have legit been applying yourself. And then you're wondering, why does it feel like every time I've turned a corner, that I've turned a corner straight into another dead end? Okay, that's why. Because something or someone has been casting that shade over you. So you've not been fully able to lean in to your fullest potential, right? That's why this tower is happening. This tower is happening for you, not to you or because of you. It's happening for you. That tower is a defining moment that happens this week where that shade is being removed, okay? So, yeah. Mystic Meadow and Sanctuary for what's going on in your blind spot. I'm just going to take a minute, Sag. Weird. Aquarius. Clearly, I'm reading for Aquarius. You might have Sagittarius placements in your own chart. Before I got all tongue-tied, I was going to go for a break so I could grab a quick drink because my throat is playing up again. I will be right back. Okay, so in your blind spot, Aquarius, this is you actually beating your own odds and finally feeling safe, secure, and stable, okay? And again, you've got the bear there, which symbolizes more protection. The bear symbology is very prolific in your energy this week. You've got a bear there. You've got another bear there. I could have sworn I saw another one. Maybe I was seeing things. But the point being, the bear energy is very, very obvious for you guys this week, right? So, any reservations that you had about not being stable or secure, you can do away with those thoughts, okay? Because sanctuary is literally your safe place, your stable place, okay? Can you tell us more about Aquarius's blind spot? The Six of Swords, yeah. Again, in your blind spot, things getting better for you. Things working out for you, I feel, in very unusual ways, okay? Very unusual ways. Can you tell us more about Aquarius's blind spot that they don't see coming? Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles. Long-term success. Now, there might also be a long-term commitment coming in as well for some of you. Obviously, not going to resonate for all, okay? So there could be renewal of vows here, or an engagement, or actually setting a date for a wedding, anything like that, okay? Long-term commitment. Now, where it's not about romance for some, then it's all to do with really being focused, keeping a good head on your shoulders, making the right choices, the right decisions. More importantly, committing to anything that is going to be for the long term. The focus is definitely on long term, okay? Right, what's working for you? Pegasus and Transcending. Yeah, so you're going up a level. I would argue, actually, Aquarius, you're going up a couple of levels in quite quick succession. Okay, can you tell us more? The Hanged Man, off balance. For what's working for you, please don't be making any unnecessary sacrifices at this time, Aquarius, okay? Because that is going to slow you down. Okay, can you tell us more about these unnecessary sacrifices for Aquarius? Ooh, let me see. Look. Three of Swords, Ten of Swords, the Moon, and the Five of Cups. And you saw how abrupt those cards were when they came out the deck as well. Something that's weighing heavy on your shoulders, or something that's weighing heavy on your conscience here, heavy on your heart. It's to do with a situation, a connection that is over. A connection that basically broke your heart here, right? It's a situation that you don't particularly talk about. I feel that this is something that you're very, very quiet about. Now, what's working for you this week is to really mourn, grieve, whatever this loss, ending, split has all been about, okay? You needn't to mourn that loss, grieve it. Now, that's not about wallowing in self-pity, okay? That is a healthy grieving process that you have not yet allowed yourself to feel. So that is really going to work out in your best interest this week for you to grieve over whatever the content of that Three of Swords is specifically for you, okay? There's an unnecessary, excuse me, I'm struggling with my jaw today, Aquarius. There's an unnecessary sacrifice that you're currently making by carrying this grief around with you, okay? Now it's all to do with making peace with your grief, so that it's not at the forefront of everything anymore. Like, grief will always be a part of a person, let's be real, okay? It's making peace with it, so that it's not overshadowing everything else that you're doing. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, you can't skip the hard stages, right? Once you make peace with it, transcending. Foggy bog and patience for how this is likely going to play out, okay? So apparently there is a certain area of your life, Aquarius, that you will still need to be patient with, okay? That one indicates that there is a whole process that you need to go through. Now that one, what number is that? 18. Let's see, you could tell how much I'm struggling today. I could have sworn that that was a 13. Right, it isn't. It's an 18. That's the equivalent then of the moon, right? I thought it was a 13, which would be death, but it's the moon because it's 18. Foggy bog makes total sense. Okay, interesting. The Five of Wands, trials of strength. That's a lot of unrest. Potentially could be arguments, disagreements. A stressful time. A stressful time. But again, remember what I told you. The stressful time will soon pass, okay? Yes, there is unnecessary trouble and unnecessary strife that is being created by someone else. That is evident to me. But remember what you were told as well about how that will soon pass. There you go. Karmic situation here on the go. Okay, foggy bog and patience. So you need to be patient and let this situation work itself out without any forceful input from yourself. Okay, because put it this way, Aquarius, listen. There's nothing that you or I could do to an individual who has done you wrong. There's nothing that we can do to them that the universe isn't going to be able to do better, right? You are just let karma work itself out here. Definitely, it is going to require patience, but I tell you what, it's coming to them. Okay. Our whole point here, Aquarius, is making sure that you guys stay on the right side of the karma tracks. Okay? Yeah. The King of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So take charge of the elements that's going on in this read, that's going on in your life, that you have control over. Everything else, you're going to have to let it work out naturally, okay? We also do see, Aquarius, if there is anything potentially legal going on for you, it looks like there is going to be a decision that is made that goes in your favour for your most likely outcome, okay? I don't know if that camera is blurred or if it's just my eyes. Like, it looks like that camera's not in focus for me. It could just be my eyes, because like I said, I'm I'm struggling quite a lot at the moment. So I've got to be patient and take my time with shit too. Let's just give that a quick clean. Right, let me see. Is that any better? No, it must be my eyes. Okay. Let's get you a healing message. I do apologize, Aquarius. It's literally one of those days. You have healing for Aquarius, please. Boundaries and respect. Okay, so number 14. Let's take a look. Right, so this one says, if you have pulled this card, you've been encouraged to take a close look at the boundaries that you are setting and who in your life respects them and who does not. Setting boundaries with people we love and even people that we don't particularly like is not always easy. Sometimes you might not even know what your boundaries are straight away if being asked. Here's a chance to start analysing what your boundaries might be and where you would like to implement them more. Okay. A big reason for a lot of us we are scared to set boundaries because of the fear of rejection from other people. We're afraid that they will not respect it, or that they will say something mean or even stop being in our lives. But a question that you might need to ask yourself is whether you really want those people in your life who don't respect you and your wishes. Might you be better off without them? If you let one person push your boundaries, then they might get even harder to set in the future. Even though you might have stated your boundaries to people, perhaps even multiple times, there are some that won't respect and honour them, and they will try and push your boundaries further and further back. It might sometimes feel like you have to be clearer or reinforce the importance of the boundary that you have set, but please know that you don't have to get better at stating your boundaries. It is each person's own responsibility to be respectful to others and to you. Have a think about whether there is anyone in your life who is not honouring your boundaries and whether you need these people in your life. In movies, respect is often presented as something that you must earn. You need to prove yourself first to be worthy of respect, but is that true? If we look at it from our own perspective, do we really think that people need to prove to us first that they're worthy of respect before we treat them respectfully? Might it not be everyone's personal and individual responsibility to show respect for others? It is not your responsibility to make other people respect you. It is their responsibility to behave respectfully. And then your affirmation that comes with this card: I show my respect to others and I equally deserve respect in return. I don't need to get better at stating my boundaries. I need to have people in my life that already respect them. And then your exercise is the next time someone says no to you, accept it instead of trying to convince them. And this way you're showing that you do respect their boundaries. And the next time someone's trying to push your boundaries, make a mental note of it and consider whether this happens a lot with this particular person and whether this person is actually good for you. Okay. Very self-explanatory there, Aquarius. You do not need me to insult your intelligence and try and dissect that message any further. Okay, so let's take a look at some wonderful words of wisdom from the Tarot for a little bit of light-hearted fun at the end of your reading. Obviously, swearing and sarcasm can definitely be expected, okay? A group of motherfuckers can help you. Right, so teamwork makes the dream work here, Aquarius. See the situation from a new fucking perspective, okay? So, yeah, having a rigid or a narrow viewpoint is not going to work out for you this week, Aquarius, because if you were to do that, then you're actually increasing the likelihood of either someone else being able to gaslight you, or worse, you gaslighting yourself, okay? Which again, we do not want that for you. I told you, didn't I? Didn't I? Karma will kick their ass for the most likely outcome. I said it was a karmic situation, and I said that they were going to get what was coming to them. Okay? Right there. And your dreams are being fulfilled, you lucky bastard. Okay? So that is what I have for you, Aquarius. I genuinely hope that that reading has been helpful. For personal reads with me, my website is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that is in my description box below. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.